Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Streetwise Sessions. Oh, yeah, another exciting, fun-packed week. Now, my name is Rob Gildon, and I work with the South Bank Centre Group in London. Now, we haven't seen each other for a couple of days, have we? So, the whole group. So, I think we should give each other a nice little wave around the country and say, Happy Monday. Do you know what? I've got a nice cup of coffee here to cheer me on my way. Maybe you've got one by your side. So anyway, good morning, everyone. Hello. Can I just say, one thing I love about these Streetwise Sessions, and something which has come up during this lockdown period, it's been great to work with all of you around the country. So I love that. So, and I just wanted to say that to you. And also tell you, it's also been really nice to work with other workshop leaders all around the country. So this week, I have the honour to work with Neil from Nottingham. And I don't work with Neil very often, and I tell you, it's been an utter treat. So I know Neil is watching me now, keeping an eye on me, making sure I don't screw it up. And so Neil will be watching. Good morning, Neil. So this week, you've got me today. Tomorrow, you've got one of your tea breaks. You've got Neil on Wednesday. Thursday, you've got another tea break. And then on Friday, you're going to be working on this exciting thing which is happening. It's brewing, isn't it? And you're going to work with Dave and Emily on that. Now, as I'm working with Neil, Angel says, greetings, Rob, long time no see. Good to see you, Angel. Hey, keep those messages flowing. I love this little dialogue we have around the country. So today's workshop was very much inspired by an idea from Neil, and it's all about myths in musicals. Yeah, myths in musicals, thinking, what on earth is all that about? But I did some digging and it's really fascinating. And today we're going to be looking at a piece which is based on the Pygmalion myth. Oh yeah, the Pygmalion myth. Now, Pygmalion, I don't know if you know this, appeared in some of the writings of Ovid. I know, it's highbrow Monday, isn't it? Yeah, the writings of Ovid. And he was a king. And he was a Cypriot king. He was a bit of a sort of a famous king over there. And he also was a sculptor. And he sculpted this thing, this beautiful figure, who he eventually fell in love with. Fell in love with, yes. Now this has been an inspiration from loads of works of art, which I sort of found out. Poems, there's Robert Graves, there's Tennyson, contemporary poet Carol Ann Duffy, you may have come across her, Shakespeare, Winter's Tale, that's right, Pinocchio. Yeah, Pinocchio's slightly different because he doesn't fall in love with him, but it's still kind of creating something. I found out that Educating Rita, the Willie Russell play and then film, you may have seen it with Julie Walters, that had that similar kind of theme. Apparently some Star Trek episodes are based on this theme. I know, Star Trek, that's the highbrow one. Portrait of a Lady by Henry James, and also, of course, George Bernard Shaw's play Pygmalion, which was written in 1913. And then from that came the musical My Fair Lady. So today we are looking at that very piece. We're going to look at two pieces from that. Hence, I'm wearing this shirt today. We always like to sort of get into sort of costumed up in some way. This is a bit of sort of an Edwardian, sort of, or Victorian Edwardian sort of a wallpaper look, isn't it? I know. No expense spared for today. But before we do that, I think let's just get ourselves in the zone and just give ourselves a little bit of a physical warm-up. We haven't seen each other for a couple of days. Just shake our hands out. Rub our hands. Yes, that's great. And I always like doing this, just patting one side of our body, making sure everything's awake, going up the other side. I'm sitting down at the moment. I'm going to pat my legs. I'm going to run on the spot for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll my shoulders back, breathing and smiling all the time, and then go forward like this. And I'm going to take my shoulders up to my ears, and then I'm going to let the air out as I drop my shoulders. And take them up. And down. And do you know what? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to move around the room. Oh, goodness me. It's all go today, isn't it? Activity. Now, a friend of mine taught me this. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to go on your tippy toes. Then you're going to stand up on your tippy toes. And then you're going to drop your heels. Oh, yes. So bending your knees. Go on your tippy toes. Rise up on your tippy toes. And then fall back on your heels. One more time. A bend. Tippy toes. Up and down. Now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to go up. Bend. Feet down. And then up. Up. Tippy toes. And bend. Drop your heels. And up. You can practice that by yourself at home. Now, we're just going to do a quick little vocal exercise, just get us minds and our voices connected. Could you just give me a little Monday morning pant? Could you give me a little lip trill? Exploring all the range of your voice. Let's start high and go down, and start low and go high. You put your hands on your tummies. Find your tummy button, find an inch beneath your belly button. Yes, and you make these noises. Off you go. And a zzz, and a zzz, zzz. Can you feel that little bit of activity going down there? That's great. Can you all just stick your tongues out? And could you say your full names with your tongue sticking out? I like doing this. Which sets us up nicely for the week. So my name is Robert Gildon. Here we go. Hello. I know. Absolutely delighted. I've just had a bit of coffee and a little chocolate finger, and you probably saw it all. I apologise for that. Let's all try that, sticking our tongues out and saying our full names. Here we go. Hello. Brilliant. Now, we always like to start, don't we? We always like to start with like a little warm-up song as well. Now I'm going on a slight tangent with this. I know, we like to shake it up a little bit, don't we? And we're going to sing a song called A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. Now I like this song, and there's two reasons I chose it. It's based on a sort of London song, and My Fair Lady is based in London. So actually maybe tomorrow, and I'll suggest this to Marigold, maybe there's songs about your area, songs you love about where you live. I think maybe worth exploring that tomorrow. But anyway, we're going to look at this particular song, but also it connects with an artist which we looked at several weeks ago called Sam Lee, and he's a folk singer. And he's done a lot of work recently on the Extinction Rebellion, and also he did quite a lot of stuff about nightingales, and he says you're going to watch a little speech where he talks a little bit about this particular song, this before we learn it, and also about myths. Take it away, Sam Lee.
Because it is entered into our anthems, our folklore, our mythologies, our prose, our poems, and for thousands of years, not just in Britain, but across Europe and beyond. The nightingale is such a potent creature for being the absolute spokesperson for our hearts, and a bird that we have projected our emotions and our beliefs and our pains and our sorrows and our love and our adoration on. And for many good reasons. The nightingale is a bird that only sings at night, as well as the day. But importantly, the song that we have celebrated is the night song. It's a song sung by the male birds to cool down the females as they migrate over the country.
So that's a little introduction to the song. And I thought it also connects you to this guy called Sam Lee. And I played a clip at the Garden of England. You may remember it from several weeks ago. But anyway, I think we should sing, don't you think? Oh, yes. No, I'll sing it first. So just to remind you. Jamie, great. Teesside has a legend about water witch called Peg Powder. Is that right, Jamie? Do you know what? I think these are the kind of things which need to be explored tomorrow as well. So Jamie, that's brilliant that you've mentioned that today. So guys, if you wanted to explore that over the next 24 hours before tomorrow's session, do. And Jamie, bring it up tomorrow. I'm sure Marigold will love that suggestion. So, the song. I'm going to sing it to you once just to get you in. Oh, no homework for tomorrow, so okay, great. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when she turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. So guys, I've just been told there's no homework tomorrow. For tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Anyway, another time. We can talk about these things at any time. It's part of what we do, isn't it? Anyway, so it's great. Anyway. So that's the song. A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. I love it. It's got an amazing range. And it starts quite low and then ends quite high, doesn't it? Well, it's a magic rod in the air. It's quite a high note. When you're going for that high note, just remember to drop that jaw. Should we start with the first bit? That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. Should we try that? Here we go. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. The next bit. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Chris from Newcastle says, hi Rob, hi, good to hear from you. Should we try that? We're going to start quite high in our voices. Little breath of a surprise, maybe a hot potato feeling. Oh yes, before we sing this note, here we go. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Now the next bit, the tune is basically the same. Well, in fact, it is the same, but with different words. Okay, so I think we should dive straight in. But just remember, when we do something with the same melody, the second time we do it with different words, we've got to colour it using every single word we can. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, one wonderful word to sing, smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Should we try it? Here we go. You ready? Smiling. Hot potato feeling. Hot potato. Oh, yes. Makes everything really sort of, makes your jaw drop, pivots back. Your jaw pivots back. And loads of space at the back of our gobs, which we really need to help the resonance. Here we go. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Should we sing the whole song all the way through? So if you're standing up, your feet are hip width apart, your knees are soft, your hips are free, your shoulders are really broad, there's a bit of air under your pits, yes. You're imagining you're walking around this square, hearing the birds, the beautiful nightingales sing, and we heard how important that bird has been in our popular culture, in all our myths. Take it away, here we go. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Oh, beautiful. Julie says that's one of her favourite Nightingale songs. That's good to hear, good to hear. So, My Fair Lady, based on this Pygmalion myth, which we've talked a little bit about. It's about Eliza Doolittle, a flower girl, selling her flowers or Covent Garden, and she encounters this guy who's a specialist in phonetics, yes, called Henry Higgins. Ah, posh man, yes. And she speaks, and he says, I can't understand a word she's saying. It's ghastly, isn't it, the way she's speaking? And she's like, whatever, she's like standing her ground. I like her. She's spirited. I like her. Anyway, she eventually turns up at his house for some speech lessons because he said he'll help her out. And he bets with his mate, Colonel Pickering, that he can make her speak like a lady within 6 months. Colonel Pickering says, no, you'll never do it. You'll never do it. Anyway, there's a bet going on. Anyway, it's hard. There's ups and there's downs. My goodness me. And if you know the film or you know the play, you'll know that she goes to the race course. She looks like a lady like this, and then she's she's speaking incredibly poshly. And then she lets rip, oh, move your blooming arse when she's trying to get the horse to win, yeah? So she's like a work in progress. And then she eventually goes to this ball, this grand ball, and no one knows who she is. She looks incredible. I think, goodness me, who is this person? Anyway, it's a huge success. It's a huge success. Anyway, Henry Higgins wins his bet. And they celebrate after the ball. And poor Eliza feels really left out. And she's annoyed. She's fed up. She's worked really hard on herself. Anyway, so she disappears, and Henry Higgins, when she's left, realizes he really misses her, and eventually they fall in love. Now, there's things about this piece. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you find it complicated. I don't know. There's the class system, which is, I don't know. That's quite complicated. I think sometimes it kind of stirs me up when I think about this piece. Henry Higgins is a bit of a misogynist. Actually, he's not the nicest of men at the beginning of the piece, and he changes. And I suppose they confront that in the piece. And maybe this Pygmalion myth is a slightly strange thing. I don't know. It's like the idea of you creating something you eventually fall in love with. Maybe that's slightly odd. I don't know. Maybe it's challenging, but that is what art does, isn't it? And that's our job as musicians, is to look at, investigate all these things, and also challenge ourselves the way we see the world and perceptions. And it's no more important than it is right now in these difficult times. But whatever you think about the stories and the difficulties of the story, it is an amazing musical, and it's probably considered one of the best ones out there. And it's got some cracking melodies. The composer is Lerner and Lowe, and one of the most amazing songs is "I Could Have Danced All Night," and she sings this. She's been practicing. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain, and all like, oh my word, she's never going to get it. And then she gets it. She nails it. And Henry Higgins and my goodness, she's done it! She is so thrilled. She can barely contain herself. And then she sings this song. Just bear with me. I'm just adjusting my music. And I think many of you will know it. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for more. Now the whole thing about this piece is like this. Oh, it's ecstatic. I don't know if we've ever had that feeling. And I suppose as artists, that's what we've got to explore, that feeling of like, whoa, you feel really free and excited. And nothing's going to stop her now. She's like, whoa. And I suppose we've got to inject this piece with this. And what's great about this piece, this music kind of does it for you, because it surges up and it surges down. Oi! It's like this. So as we sing this song, we'll break it down bit by bit for people who are not acquainted with it, don't worry. But I want you to feel that sense of dancing around your room. And if you've seen the film, one of the cleaners in the house, just trying to get her to go to bed, but she won't do it, because she's like, oh, you can't, she won't be suppressed in any way. So the melody goes like this. I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have begged for more. Should we try that? I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have begged for more. Next bit. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. Very similar thing, but it's just even a little bit higher. She's even more ecstatic. Let's try it. Kath from Newcastle says, hi, Rob. Hi. Good to see you with us. Should we go? I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. And it slightly changes. Slightly different feeling. I never know who made it so exciting. So maybe we can pull back at that bit. She's like, oh my goodness me. I never know what made it so exciting. And then she builds up again. Why all at once my heart took flight. So there's a real build up, and then we have this bit. I only know when I began to dance with me. I got the words wrong. I could have danced all night. Same thing. Oh my gosh. You know, we get to those high notes. Really think about dropping those jaws, yes? And reveling in the beauty of your sound. Should we sing this song? That's the shape of it. It's like, oh, lots of surges. Lots and lots of surges. I'm just getting my pieces of paper together. Just bear with me 1 second. So I want you to imagine, yes, you are in your bedroom. You're in your nighties or your pyjamas, but you're not going to bed. There's no way, no one's going to stop you enjoying this moment, yes? I don't know how you describe that. There's that feeling of ecstasy and excitement and thrill, all these words which you're going to vest this song with. Here we go. I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have time for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. Slightly hushed. I'll never know what makes it so exciting. Why all at once my heart took flight. Big moment. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced all night. Did you feel the real exuberance of that piece? My goodness me. Now, there's one other piece I would love us to look at. I apologise for my piano playing. Terrible. Her father. He's a bit of a one. He is a bit of a one. Yes. He's a bit of a cheeky fellow. And just to help me with this, I've got a cap, yes, and he's been around the block, okay, but he's just managed to get some money from somewhere, and then he's thinking, everyone says, you've got to do the decent thing, you've got to marry your girlfriend, that's what they say, so he says, okay, I'm going to do it, and sings this famous song, I'm getting married in the morning, ding dong, the bells are gonna chime, pull out the stopper, let's have a whopper, to get me to the church on time. Goodness me, guys. So this is a spirited number. He's a right old Cockney lad, yes. So, where she is, there's this poised person who's in a bedroom, she's like, oi! This is, oh yes, it's an old knees up, yes? Knees up, one of these, yes? I'm getting married in the morning. Great. Great. Any messages? My favourite is The King and I. Oh, Bridget says she likes The King and I. Hey. What's this? We've got some people like other things, some people like this. Do you know what? I love the sound of music, but I also like my fine lady. Great. Great. So this is a real knees up one. So the melody. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Can you feel that? Oh yes. So maybe a little marching on the spot. I think in the film he's going down there, walking down the street, followed by everyone, and everyone's doing one of these. Big old number in the piece. It's brilliant. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull out the stopper. Let's have a whopper and get me to the church on time. And then the second verse is the same. I've gotta be there in the morning, spruced up and looking in my prime. Spruced up, I think was what calls for one of these. Spruced up and looking in my prime. Some bloke who's able, lift up the table, but get me to the church on time. I don't know, get me to, maybe there's some moves you could come up with for that. Get me to the church on time. Then there's a little middle section, what we call like a little B section. And it goes like this. If I am dancing, roll up the floor. If I am whistling, a little whistle moment, yes. With me out the door. And then it goes back to the tune, I'm getting married in the morning. A ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Then the last bit. Kick up a rumpus, but don't lose the compass. Slightly changes there. Just you feel it's building up. But get me to the church. Get me to the church. For God's sake, get me to the church on time. Can you see? It's kind of repeating musical figure which comes all the way through. But it's really sort of compelling, isn't it? You just feel drawn in. Oh yes. Nothing's going to suppress this guy. And everyone, even though he's a piece of work, everyone kind of loves him as well. It's kind of a lovable kind of rogue. Okay, so should we give it a go? From the top. Here we go. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull out the stopper. Let's have a whopper, but get me to the church on time. How are you doing? You marching all over your rooms? Second verse, here we go. I've gotta be there in the morning, spruced up and looking in my prime. Some bloke who's able, lift up the table, but get me to the church on time. Remember, it's a little middle section. Here we go. If I am dancing all out the floor, if I am whistling out the door, I'm getting married in the morning, and ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Kick up a rumpus, but don't have a compass, but get me to the church, get me to the church, for God's sake, get me to the church on time. Wipe your brows, whoosh, I'm going to throw my cap off. So guys, that's a little bit of insight into this Pygmalion myth. Yeah, started with Ovid. Nice, Jacqueline says, nice cap. Cockney wide boy, oh yes, I know. Yeah, it started all centuries ago with Ovid, yes, and has inspired music, poems, a whole wealth of art and culture. Guys, have a good week and enjoy Wednesday. I know you're in for a real treat with Neil. Bye for now.